Welcome. And you're tuning in to your weekly anime, video games, and anything pop culture podcast. I'm your host, Maz. With me, like always, my partner in crime, my homie.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Is Zephie here?
And you're tuning in to episode 7 of the Odd Otakus Podcast. What's up, everyone?
Hell yeah. What's good, everyone?
So, we wanted to actually kind of, bring our take to a certain character hitting the waves. I know his announcement. There goes Zeph.
I'm popping off already.
Sometime the announcement already has, it's in the air. He's actually already out. But before, we even get to play him, get to see what all the fuss is about. We actually saw some clips already, me and Zeph, but we wanted to give our take and why it's so important that this particular character is in Super Smash Bros. And who's that person?
Oh, well, I mean, if you don't know who it is, then if you follow the gaming community, you've been living under a rock if you don't know who it is. But it's your boy, back at it again. Sora from Kingdom Hearts is finally in Smash Brothers. And this is something that's not only, it's a long time coming, but it's super special, for the gaming community and for the Kingdom Hearts community also.
Very, very long time coming. Basically, I guess you can say this is 6 years in the making. Ever since Super Smash Bros. 4, when Sakurai started,
on the Wii U, and the 3DS,
right when Sakurai started taking up ballots for who we wanted to be in Smash. From the very first one, Sora's always been that number one.
He's been officially, he was the most requested fighter for the series. Starting from not only that Smash, but it's funny because you just brought up the ballots, and I just want to say, I know that a lot of people, including me, certain characters, and now I'm being honest with you, with everyone here and with you, Maz, I'm happy with every single pick, every single character that was chosen, I'm happy, except for maybe 2.
Absolutely.
But, which would be Minecraft. Actually, besides, ARMS, I heard, was a pretty interesting game, but I think her name was Min. Yes. Min and Steve, those were not super hyped for me. But I feel like every character that was chosen for each slot was perfect. From Banjo to Hero to Sephiroth, every one of them has been perfect. But in my opinion, Sora definitely deserves it, just because of the influence that Kingdom Hearts has had to a generation, and for the the gaming community.
And not only that, it's Sora himself as a character has impacted so many. Sakurai goes ahead and states it there in the final direct as he was being announced. So basically, just basically our generation who grew up playing this character. And see, I guess you can say he grew up with us in a way.
And not only that, it's growing up with us, and the finale of the Xehanort saga being Kingdom Hearts 3, because we all know that Kingdom Hearts is not over, but it's literally just the beginning. It's, the chapter just closed, and we just want more Sora. We want more Kingdom Hearts. We want more of that franchise. So it's even better that he was placed at the ending of the Xehanort saga. It went full circle, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because just as it's the end of Xehanort saga, it is the end, as we know it, Sakurai's legacy and Smash, basically.
True. I have a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I spoke to this with Gabe, and I spoke to this with Ariel regarding Smash, and a bunch of other of our friends. We were having this conversation about, because this episode is not only about Sora, it's the fact that this is how Maz says, it's the ending of Sakurai's legacy. He's been working on Smash for so many years. This is his final, hoorah, ending it with a bang. But what do you think about like Sakurai leaving? Now, I'm not saying to chain him to like his desk and work forever. Yeah, like work forever. But do you believe this is the ending of the Smash franchise? Like, what is your opinion on that?
So I actually been wanting to actually bring this up. Just us basically just shoot the shit about it. I feel this isn't the end of Smash per se. Again, it's a big money maker for Nintendo. They're not gonna let that. It's like Pokemon, Mario, Zelda. They ain't gonna let that go. And they know it's a party game and / fighting game. Depending on how you see it, regardless, it's got hype around it. There's the fighting game community supports it heavily. I don't feel like Nintendo's gonna drop it, but I feel like it's time for Sakurai to retire. Obviously, he has his sickness and all that stuff that it makes it hard for him to continue. That's why obviously I believe it was Smash. And what was it?
Because I had heard that he was sick, but did they ever confirm what it was? I don't remember.
So it's basically it's a disease that it slowly eats away at his muscles and stuff. So it just him.
Oh God!
He said it before that, and obviously people please correct me if I'm wrong. Fact check me. But he has stated on numerous occasions that just holding literally the controller,
the pro remote, right?
It's difficult just for him to hold it sometimes. And if I'm correct, I think that's why Brawl took so long. Or was it 4? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was one of those.
I think it was 4. The one on the Wii U and the 3DS.
Yeah, and then so like just imagine you are trying to bring out this game that everyone highly, highly loves and enjoy because this is obviously your passion and you enjoy yourself, and yet you're like going daily with the struggle. Like crap, I can't even hold a controller. And mind you,
and imagine, like, at least for me, this is how I'm trying to imagine it. He's a director, obviously, but he's also, like, he's in charge of things. I'm not too familiar in the details of video game development, but I understand the certain positions, I guess you could say. I can't even imagine, like, let's say I'm an animator, for example, or like I'm a 3D modeler for Smash or any game, whatever, and you have that. Imagine just drawing, like, because I sit when I'm drawing, I get back pain, but that's because my fault. I'm the way I'm positioned, but even my wrists, they, and I'll draw for hours and hours, and I won't realize it until I move, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of painful. That's like a lot of pain. So I can't even imagine what that is. And he's like sitting, I don't know, like drawing or something like that.
I'm gonna go like on a side tangent for a moment. So I'm finally going ahead and I started watching Blue Period on Netflix. Favorite show so far of the season. But besides that, the point of what I'm trying to get at is, so the main character is in an art class, and the art teacher literally tells him, once in a while, you have to stand up, because eventually you're going to be so focused on your drawing, painting, or whatever it is you're making that you're going to lose focus of your object. And you're going to forget about, let's say, the distance and the width and all that stuff. And not only that, you're in that position for a very long time. You're going to constantly start getting like closer and closer to that paper because you're so focused. So
yeah, and it's funny you sorry to interrupt, but they also mentioned that when I went to art school, the same thing, because you could have like, especially perspective, which perspective is really important for certain like pieces, at least like if you're gonna do, maybe like you're doing like an overhead, for example, and you're sitting there and you don't stop. You actually slightly, and I've caught me myself doing it, leaning in. And I have to push myself back. Like I'm like, oh wow, I'm really forward right now. I'm like into it, And
that was one of the issues, obviously, when I was drawing and going to school for it. And I still do it now, and not even with drawing. I do it right now when we're editing the episodes. Where, for example, we're playing games. It's just you do it unnaturally. Like it's specifically that movement, your just body does it. And what I'm trying to get with is that in his scenario, he plays such a heavy role, not only in just the specifications of like the controls or anything. It all comes down to, at the end of the day, obviously not anymore, but in the process of he was the final say, basically.
Right.
So everything had to be run to him. So not only he had to like he was basically the creative mind, but he's like, his health is always on the line because he was like so passionate about this game.
I never realized how bad his thing was. Like,
the thing is, a lot of people forget because it's not something he likes to talk about. One, and it's not also something you don't commonly hear. In other words,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So back to what I'm trying to say, like, Nintendo will not give up on Smash, but I think it's time.
And it's money.
Yeah, exactly.
We know as a company who wants to make money, as a conglomerate that is Nintendo, and they're notorious for doing, sketchy, money grubbing decisions. They don't want to lose that money. They want to keep making money, a profit on such a huge IP that's not only loved by the Nintendo community, the gaming community, the fighting game community. It's a big contender in like Evo and all these different fighting tournaments. So it's a big contender for fighting tournaments, which, free marketing and all that stuff. Like, it's the fact that they're getting money, and I'm sure Nintendo doesn't want to lose out on profit. How I also see it, because he does have his team that's, of course, working on Smash with him. I'm sure it's the same team that's been doing Smash over the years, whether they get new people or the old people move on. He still has that close relationship with his crew. And you could tell through all like the Smash directs how they interact with him. In my opinion...
And I think it's also his company, too.
Yeah, so it's not only the fact that, yes, this is Sakurai's last Smash, so people automatically think, oh, like, that's it, Smash is over. No, it's the fact that Nintendo wants money and the fact that they would want to carry on his legacy. Yep. I feel like maybe, let's say, like, the co-director or the producer, I'm sure that works with him, would want to carry on this legacy, whoever becomes the director of the next Smash. It's obviously going to be someone who's worked close with Sakurai, in my opinion.
And I won't be surprised as far as it will go to, basically, I'll use this as an example. So the whole Toriyama situation, people go to Toriyama for the ideas. He still creates the blueprint of Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball in general, but now he has oh my god, his name slipped my mind.
The head artist of
the new mangaka for
right
Super, yeah. I forgot his name, and it's literally slipped my mind. I had it at the tip of my tongue.
I think it's with an H or something.
Yeah, but besides the point, I'll remember some down the line. But see, he was handpicked by Toriyama himself. So Toriyama basically picked him. He saw this guy. It's gonna be Mike's successor. But I am technically still the mastermind behind Dragon Ball itself. So I think what will happen from now forward, we're probably gonna get a Smash for a very long time. The next one, because Ultimate's so fresh. We still have all these DLCs. Sora just came out. The hype is still there, and the game can still be supported for a little bit longer, and possibly for the next couple of years. I personally don't see a new Smash until the next console.
So that's exactly what I said to Ariel. I was saying the Switch is what, like 4 years?
I believe it is 4 now at this point.
Yeah, I believe it's 4 years old at this point. I feel like they're gonna milk the Switch for as long as possible. We aren't gonna get, of course, any Smash for the Switch because, we have Ultimate already, plus the DLCs. It has a long
4 years. It was released March 3rd, 2017.
2017, correct. So yeah, 4 years. So because we have Ultimate, like you said, because of these DLCs, it gives it a longevity, it gives it life. Specifically, because the last character is also Sora. A lot of people want to stay with this game. I feel like we won't, how you say, like when we get the next Nintendo console, that's maybe down the line. They might announce another one.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it won't be right in the beginning. I'll feel like they'll wait a little bit and then they'll announce it.
Right. And what I'm thinking, because how big Ultimate already is because of all the DLC, my next question to you, what's your opinion on this? When they make the next Smash Brothers, obviously because the lineup for Ultimate is going to be so hard to top, and I don't even think they'll be doing what Sakurai was doing.
No, at this point, no. It will be very hard to top off now.
Do you think every single character from Ultimate is going to, like, come to the next Smash, or do you think they're just going to do a completely new roster? What's your opinion on that?
So this is where, to finish off the last question, so Smash will continue, but I feel Sakurai will finally retire, which he said he was at this point. Mm-hmm. But they'll use him as a sort of like a Toriyama, George Lucas. They'll go to him once in a blue moon for advice. But to answer your current question, what you're saying about the roster, I'm in the split between on this one. It's like you said, it's going to be very, very hard to top off. But I have a feeling they won't bring the entire roster over. They're obviously going to bring the core characters.
You think, right? Right, like the core Nintendo characters.
You'll see your Kirby because it's Sakurai's baby. Sakurai made Kirby. So Kirby, you'll see Mario, obviously. You'll see Link, Zelda. You'll see Pikachu. You can't not have a Pokemon. So most likely be Pokemon Trainer. And then most likely maybe one or two new gen. But what I feel like what they'll most likely will do is they'll pick certain DLC characters to bring over, and the rest will be like, okay, that's it. We'll put them on the back burner for a bit in the vault, I guess you could say, until I guess like the time is right.
I kind of feel the same way, although I also feel, man, like you have all these characters, just bring them over and then I guess add from there. But I do see them just kind of like wiping the slate, like keeping the main characters they've always had in Smash, obviously like Nintendo icons such as, DK, Link, Zelda, Mario, Samus, Fox, those characters. But man, that's tough. I just feel like it's gonna be like, to me, playing all the Smashes that I've had, and this is my opinion, I love I played a little bit of the first one. Melee was amazing. I freaking loved Melee.
Well, Melee's still considered the best Smash to this day.
Right.
Even among the fighting game community.
Right. So for me, so far, like my tier was Melee and then Brawl. And then 4 came out. I wasn't a big fan of 4. I don't know if that's just me. It was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay.
It felt a little bit clunky. Like they were trying to build off Brawl. But trying to be like Melee, I guess you can say, and especially obviously for the god awful Wii U didn't help.
And also I just feel that the balances of some of the characters in Smash 4 were just awful. I don't know what the hell they did to Bayonetta from 4 to like Ultimate. I'm very sad that she's just poo poo because I love her. But some of the balances of some of the characters in 4 were just awful. So for me, I love, like, Brawl is overall my favorite, but I feel that Ultimate does top it. So it's just, again, it's going to be really hard to top Ultimate because I have to agree with everybody that I've seen on the internet praising it, after Sora came out. It is literally the best Smash. You can't compare. As much as I love Brawl and Melee, I feel like Ultimate is the ultimate Smash game.
Right. The title is well deserved for what it's called. And honestly, I won't be surprised if Nintendo even goes batshit crazy and decides, you know what? Let's reboot it and just start a fresh, clean slate and literally just do basically a reboot of Smash. Just regular old school Smash. And just start with the original cast and be like, okay, from there we'll build up again. With like a whole new roster, that'd be dope. New characters we've never seen.
Ooh.
So and mind you, Sakurai is retired, so they have a new creative heads. In other words, just working on this game. So obviously they'll still have Bandai because Bandai's been backing it up since 4. And if it wasn't for Bandai helping back up, it wouldn't be what it is. And obviously they'll have. I'm pretty sure
that's why a lot of their characters are in there too.
Yeah. So I won't be surprised. Obviously, if they still give it to Team Sora, which I believe is Sakurai's company name, if I'm correct.
Sora.
So I won't be surprised. But to do a fresh, clean slate will also be, I guess, in other words, a refresher for all this time. Because let's say hypothetically, we won't get the next new console for the next 4 years. I'm just going to shoot a number out there. Because obviously we know the lifespan of a console can be from 8 to 10 plus. Correct. So I feel like, hey, why not? It's a new team, new heads, new creative minds. Let's start a fresh, clean slate.
That'd be cool. I could imagine same thing that you said, all the iconic Nintendo characters, some of the Fire Emblem characters. Yes, I know a lot of people hate them, but I love them. I use mostly almost all the Fire Emblem characters for the people who know me. Yes, I do use them. The icons, and then from there, just kind of like how you said, like wipe it clean, and then okay, let's do like a new round of characters that people wanted, or just characters we've never seen.
Yeah, like you know how we were shooting shit the other day. We're like, okay, if it wasn't Sora, who will we want? Let's say Sora is not in the next Smash, right? And they are building a new roster. Throw in Phoenix, right? Like I was mentioning that I would like to see him. Kind of
like a Marvel versus
just like
Capcom.
Marvel. Exactly.
That shit was cool. Yeah.
Throw in Phoenix. Throw in, I don't know, let's say it's not Sora. Let's throw in Riku. Screw it. We'll throw in Riku.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, throw new characters that people wanted that we couldn't get, and like just change it up, make it fresh.
Now, I mean, we both, for those listening, we're both Kingdom Hearts fans. We both love Square Enix, IPs.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Please, oh baby. Don't go. Simple and clean is the way. Alright. It's we're both fans of it, but I just have a question because obviously in our chat, I went ballistic, and I'm gonna get to how I want to get to the day of the release of the trailer because my reaction was just, bro. Okay. But before I get into that, what is your feelings on Sora in Smash? Because I know I wanted him since the beginning of Ultimate. When I found out they were bringing out DLC characters, I'm like, okay, this is it. It's our time. It's his time. His games have always been on the Nintendo consoles. He needs to be here. You know what I mean?
So
how do you feel? Like, were you happy? Would you have preferred another character? Who would you have wanted? And if so, did you not like that Sora was announced? Like, what's your opinion?
One, I do wish we would have recorded it live, but unfortunately, due to the circumstances, we were both working. Fuck work. So we couldn't do what we wanted.
If we could be full-time streamers, we would, but unfortunately.
I wish. Duty calls, as they say. But, so explain to how I felt. I knew it was coming. It was dead set. The hype is there. It would be so stupid.
He was trending every time there was a reveal.
Exactly.
He was always trending.
You're absolutely right. Every single time, it was literally number one. It was always top 5 on Twitter trending. Top 5 speculative videos on YouTube. Always.
Right.
In the video game section tags. Always. Or it was always, if it wasn't Sora, it was Kingdom Hearts, quote unquote, trending.
Correct.
Something. So we all knew he was coming. I knew if they didn't announce Sora, that's basically Nintendo shooting themselves in the foot. Now, obviously, more information has come out throughout the weeks. Sakurai explained that it actually was really hard to get him. And coincidentally, it was all by chance that they still got him.
And it was the same way that Kingdom Hearts was made, which was Nomura.
Yep.
And
a Disney exec literally in the elevator.
Yeah. The Sakurai and there was a Disney executive was literally there, and he's like, "Hey, so can I put Sora in Smash?" And from what I read, it was
very, very difficult.
It was difficult, but I heard like they did want to put him in Smash, but that it was just difficult. It was kind of like I don't want to say like I almost said like a custody battle, but it's not a custody battle. It's just Disney is Disney. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, Disney had to let Sora come because if you see like Fall Guys, they have like Jungle Book skins. I believe at this point, Marvel is with Disney and, Marvel's in Fortnite. There's a couple of other games that like someone was putting because, everybody was like, oh, but, and I would get this all the damn time. A lot of my friends would say, oh, but Disney won't let them. That's bullshit because Disney has given some of their IPs. Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to cut you off, but like we had that conversation the day that he was saying, okay, there's going to be a direct for this last character. And we were literally saying it amongst ourselves. Like we had our friend Erica go, Disney might not let this happen. And you immediately
I'm like, nah,
no,
it will absolutely happen because again, a lot of their IPs they've been in other games, like Fall Guys, Fortnite, or just other like low key like third party games that Disney characters appear in it, or at least as skins, either as skins or like little like Easter eggs. So it's just if Disney didn't let Sora be in Smash, I would just be shocked because
not only that, you'll have original, a lot of pissed off people.
Yeah,
like it doesn't it's not like Nintendo cares because we've seen it. There's times that Nintendo doesn't really give a shit. Unfortunately, it's sad to say. But you will have a fucking huge pissed off community, huge.
So then how going back to how did you feel? You know what I mean?
So back to that, so I knew he was coming. Like I said, Nintendo would have shot themselves in the foot if they didn't do this. The moment, don't get me wrong, I did have a slight second thought, like, oh, they might not do it now. They might not announce them because the chessboard piece. I see what they were doing now after obviously the weeks and hearing people talk about it. Now it makes sense why they did it like that. Smash is dying, quote unquote. This is the final battle, and then here comes Sora to awaken them. And I was like, okay, I see the theme and the structure and everything behind the trailer. I actually shed a tear because I wanted to see it with everyone, but the reason why I shed a tear, it was because I knew, and mind you, I hadn't even seen the reaction videos yet because it was all happening at the same time. Right. It's just, I knew at this moment, I am just like everyone else, appreciating and witnessing this crazy moment. And
this is history. This is history in the making. In gaming.
Yeah. And for a character such as Sora to be this impactful among however you want to put it, so impactful. And I'm like, I'm witnessing history in the making, and I'm seeing this character, this beloved character, showing up in one of my favorite games of all time, competing with other characters you would have never possibly ever thought of being in the same game.
Like, man, Sora with Link, Sora with even Mario. Like, that's crazy to me.
And for everyone who's listening, Zeph knows my favorite fighting game of all time is Tekken. I am a huge Tekken fan. Huge. Yep. And for possibilities of literally Kazuya fighting Sora, it's like you would have never thought of this. Like they would call you batshit crazy back in the day. Like, what are you, stupid?
Like that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, this is never gonna happen.
Dream. Sora being with all these characters of Nintendo, because not only again he's been on the Nintendo platforms.
Yeah, it's been since the GBA days, the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost like he has to, but it's just the fact that he's interacting with all these other characters that we've grown up with or that we love. I think that's why it's also so like emotional. And it's funny because I haven't seen, even up to where we're recording, I haven't seen many reaction videos, but the very few ones that I have, it struck a chord in me because
it's heartwarming.
I felt the same.
Mm-hmm. And like, don't get me wrong, I didn't jump off the seat.
I almost fell off the fucking bed, bro. I was just, is this happening right now?
I had the biggest grin on my face. That's what it was. I had a tear rolling down my face and I had the biggest grin. And it's like, I appreciate what I'm witnessing now. I am one. Right. I honestly, I wish I was watching it in a big group of people. But
absolutely.
And like I said, I didn't see the reactions until much later. But in my head, I was like, I know so many people who are probably flipping their fucking minds and jumping out of their seats for this very moment. And not to mention the trailer was beautiful. Dude, like, it was well done. Well done.
So So then, before we get into that, so are you happy that Sora's in Smash, or what character would you have wanted to see?
Like I said, I if I had to pick one to replace, let's say Min or Steve, is fuck Steve, Minecraft, whatever.
Yeah, I
would have happily wanted Phoenix Wright, like I will say.
Right, that makes sense too.
And if we were shooting the shit the other day, just fucking around me and area, we're like Master Chief, just because Master Chief is Microsoft's baby. Master Chief is a historical character in video game itself.
I know a lot of people. Or Crash. I would have loved Crash.
I would
have
liked Crash Spyro as well. Spyro, it was on. Well, I've never been a Spyro fan though. I'm gonna get roasted for that. I know it. But regardless,
no, I feel you. I love Spyro as a kid. Like I played a bunch of the.
But regardless,
like at least the early Spyro games
ones, right?
I played.
So I played them, but I've never been like a fan. If I had to choose, it would be most like Crash. But was I happy? Yes. Because it's like I said, I'm witnessing this character that it is beloved. I have not met one fucking person who hates this fucking character. For God's sakes. I have not.
No, and he is not only a perfect representation of our generation, but he's the main character of Kingdom Hearts. And I've never met one person who does not like Sora. Not because of Smash, but because of Kingdom Hearts in general. Like whoever plays Kingdom Hearts, okay. Personally, my favorite character of all time in that series is obviously Sora. If it's not gonna be Sora, it's ironically Ventus. And if it's not Ventus, like Terra's up there for me, but it would have to be Kairi next. You know what I mean? Like I love every single character, but my number one in Kingdom Hearts is Sora.
I would even like to see Mickey in this, but obviously we never know that's not gonna happen. But whatever.
Right. And even, I mean, we'll get to it, but even in like the stages where the Disney characters are supposed to come out, they do like a censorship. They change it for the background. You know what I mean? But I would have loved, that would have been super dope. Or man,
absolutely.
Imagine Sora special that Donald, Goofy, and Mickey come out. Like, wouldn't that have been right?
That would have been perfect. But again, we know Disney is very, very, very particular with their stuff. I get it. I understand your business. You gotta do what you gotta do. Whatever. But again, I'm happy that he's in it. I really am. And I will even go as far as to replace maybe one more Fire Emblem character. Screw it, because there's so many.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I love Fire Emblem for what it is, but there's, in my opinion, that's my opinion. Obviously, I felt like there was too many Fire Emblem characters. Again, the trailer is fantastic. I'm happy he's in it. I'm happy for everyone who wanted him in it, because that moment itself, I'm sorry, it's gonna be a very long time to witness a moment like such as this in gaming.
Right,
going to be a very long time.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to top something like this. That's like literally this is something that's gonna go down in history of video games, because of not only Sora, of like the other characters who have gotten into Smash. You know what I mean?
Honestly, the last time I ever felt like this, and mind you, that time I actually jumped off my seat. I was watching it with my brother. We were literally hugging each other. Was the day they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the last time that I ever felt something like such as this moment, that I was off my fucking seat and I was shedding tears. That I was like, I can't believe I'm witnessing this.
And it's funny, talking about like the tears and stuff, because at least the day that he was announced, same thing. I had to go to work. I was knocked out, man. Like the announcement was so early. We were like,
wake the fuck up.
Yeah, I was sleeping. Ariel was blowing up my phone, calling me. You guys were blowing up the chat, trying to wake me up. Gabe, I hear the doom, 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 like of him like running up the stairs, and I'm just like, I want to sleep. He opens the door and he's just like, wake the fuck up. Wake up, wake up. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Where? What's going on? And he's like, he's in Smash. And I'm like, who are you talking about? And he's like, just here. And he gives me the phone, and, he rewinds it, because at that point, it's the stream is still going, but he puts it to where it's just the part where the Keyblade comes out. And I just took, I'm so sorry. I pissed myself. I literally screamed. I'm like, what? Like, I'm like having like a panic, joyful attack. Just, I'm freaking the hell out. it cuts from the CG, trailer to the like the gameplay where he's in it and whatever, and like Sakurai's talking, and I'm just like, wow, this is fucking real. Am I dreaming? This is like, I like tears, just tears, because again, it's a character that personally me, ever since Ultimate, I've been wanting him to get into Smash, where, everybody's saying, oh, but Disney's not gonna let them, it's a pipe dream, it's never gonna happen, this and that. And look where we are now. And it's funny because, speaking of the trailer, the trailer comes full circle, because it's not only the last, unfortunately, trailer for Smash for a DLC, but it starts off right as, the first Ultimate trailer. It's the Inkling, she turns around, the Smash Ball, and they're all in that realm, that dark realm where the logo
ball
is.
On their eye.
Right. And isn't it ironic that it just turns off, it just dims?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, this is the final one.
It's so symbolic, in other words.
And that's what Kingdom Hearts is about, because it's the, it's funny because like the little flame that's still lit. Everybody was like, oh my God, Bloodborne, Dark Souls,
that
what
was
the hell?
funny though. I was pissing myself when I was seeing the reactions. I can't blame them for thinking that.
Right, and especially for like for Gabe, he's a big Souls fan, so he's like, wait, is this a Souls character? No freaking way. But it's just going back to the symbolism of Sora. It's not only like our generation, is that he represents, light in the darkness. Kingdom Hearts is very symbolic in that. You have, friends are your power. You're never alone. There's always like a heart in the darkness, this and that. So when everything turns off and, Mario throws the fireball, ends up being the Keyblade, and the Keyblade opens the door, Sora comes in. He big smile on his face, because it's Sora. Sora's always, he meets someone and he treats them automatically like a friend. You know what I mean? So it's also that symbolism that makes it perfect that he is the final DLC character.
Just them handshaking at the very end of that trailer.
Oh my God. I cried. Like that made me tear.
It's
just seeing them shake.
It's so beautiful, because like, it's like you're seeing two worlds that, like, like I was saying earlier, you would have never thought possible. You would have never thought Mario being the same game as Sora, who has nothing to do with him, is from this fantasy world that's obviously Square Enix created. This is Nomura's baby. You're like, okay, yeah, fuck off, Zephie, Mario and fucking Sora. Okay,
you're crazy, man.
You're crazy, man. And just seeing that at the end of the trailer, just them shaking hands, is like, wow, I can't believe I'm witnessing these two worlds colliding. Who would have ever thought? And
it's what makes it even better. It's also, it's not only Sora, it's him interacting with other characters that we love. I agree. There's too many Fire Emblem characters, but the fact that he's with like Byleth, or he's with Lucina, that he's with Ike, that he's with Zelda, with Link, with Cloud and Sephiroth. The fact that we have them together again. Unfortunately, they weren't in 3 together, but they're back together in this. And I don't know, speaking of that, a lot of like, there's like rumors and like speculations, which would be cool. Do I think this is going to happen from Square's end? I don't think so. But there's a lot of people saying that this is going to be canon towards like the new Kingdom Hearts chapter. Like they're gonna, they're like, oh yeah, that Square Enix is gonna say that this is, what I'm trying to say, that his journey into Smash happened. Do I think that Square or Nomura are gonna jump off on that? No. I don't think so. As a fan theory, be a lot of I think it's cool.
Explain to do, honestly, on their end.
Right, and it's because spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess. Sorry, not sorry. You know how like he goes to that other world that
yes. I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, I can't say the word because my tongue is twisting, but it's that other world that's in nowhere. It's like another universe, another everything that has nothing to do with obviously the Disney worlds and the OG Kingdom Hearts world. You know how he's asleep there. He fights Yozora and he's just in that world. He's lost.
Shibuya, basically.
Yeah, and especially if you lose against Yozora, he gets put to sleep in Crystal. like he's put to sleep. So people are saying that like, oh, because he's asleep, he goes into Smash. But we all know and personally me, I don't think that ending is going to be the canon ending. The secret ending is basically what the game is gonna go off of. Like the new game, you get me? Like where he's in Shibuya, like what the hell's going on? Like, people are saying that, oh, because he loses against Zora in that one ending, they could specify that I think that's going a little too deep. I feel like you're extending
the fan theories. Let the fans like make their theories. It's what makes it fun. But that's a very hard reach, especially that we know he's in like fake Shibuya. We don't even know if that's fake Shibuya. It could be real Shibuya.
It's at this point, it's sad because I really wanted him to meet the World Ends With You cast again, but it's kind of confirmed, especially when you play Melody of Memory, which I did. That ending, like the game, if you don't like rhythm games, the ending alone to explain everything with what comes next is why you should play it.
Yeah, see, that's why I want to play it, because obviously for
like,
that
dude,
reason.
It explains so much with what they're going to do and what it plays towards the secret ending. Like it explains the secret ending more, but it's the fact that the ending of Melody of Memory, it kind of confirms that it is not the same Shibuya as The World Ends With You. Now, maybe
that kills my theory.
Maybe, you never know. Maybe like Nomura, because he is a hack and he's such a genius with storytelling. He'll probably throw them in there in like some alternate dimension. There's two Shibuyas and this and that. But it's I love the fan theories, but I think it's a really far reach to say that Smash is canon in like the Kingdom Hearts realm in their side. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give the hard no on that one. Like it's like I said, like let them speculate. It's fun for them to do it. Obviously, like
I think it's cool. I think it's a cool theory, but
enjoyment out of it. I'm not roasting them. That's a cool idea. I would have never thought of that. But I don't think it's too much work for Nomura and Square Enix to go through all of that explaining.
And they're already doing Versus 13. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like Versus 13 is part of Kingdom Hearts now in whatever new form it's in. I don't really think Nomura's gonna toss in more of like random shit.
Exactly.
I could see him do it, but I think he's to the point where he already knows how it's running along. I don't think that, because again, this was, at least adding Sora was such a, not a last minute thing, but it wasn't something that they were planning the whole time, because even Sakurai said, he was heavily requested, but we didn't know how to go about it until that chance meeting. Because of that chance meeting, they were able to plan it.
They weren't even sure.
Did you even hear? Did you hear? Because I think the second fighter pack, it was 6 characters, right?
I think it was 5, and I heard when they got the chance,
it was 5. You're right, because I forgot that
we gotta
Pyrrha
make 6 on Fighter Pass 3. So it was originally intended a 5. And then they're like, oh shit.
And because of Sora, it ended up being 6, because I forgot that Pyrrha and Mithra, they're one character. They're not
they're not split.
They're not separate. Like they're one character. So for the last pass, it was gonna be 5 just like the first one. And they were literally like, no, like we have to put in Sora. So it like literally whoever the last fighter was, that's it. They weren't gonna add anyone else, and they ended up adding Sora because of that chance meeting. So, this is something that was so last minute. I really don't think Nomura would throw something like that into the lore, into the world of Kingdom Hearts for the next chapter.
And we already know he's planning it. I know we're going through a huge tangent, but we feel like this is important. But like he already knows what he's going to do in the next chapter. He already has somewhat of a blueprint. He's not going to throw that random curveball in it. It's going to not ruin it per se, but I guess you can say like it's going to delay the story and kind of go into his own subplot, and like it's not worth it. I do want to ask you, when you saw the trailer, obviously you already knew it was Sora, but did you know automatically if it was him? You know how people were like, oh, Fire Emblem? Dark Souls?
Okay, so it's funny because if I remember correctly, when
I knew it was him the moment I saw the light.
Bro.
I didn't even have to see the keychain. I just knew it was him.
So because Gabe goes, "Oh, he's in," and I'm like, "Who do you mean?" He didn't tell me it was Sora until like when they show the Keyblade. Obviously, I already knew what it was, but so okay. When I woke up, he goes, "Just watch the trailer. Just watch the trailer." I'm like, "What? Like, who is it?" Personally, my heart was Sora, but my mind was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna put a character that I'm not gonna like." And again, you know, I don't choose. I'm not a freaking Nintendo executive. You know, at the end of the day, whoever they pick, Mm-hmm. But I just really wanted Sora. Whatever. The trailer goes on, I see the fire. I almost thought the same thing. I'm like, Dark Souls, but then I'm like, no, this has no, it's just the fire of, you know, this is how I'm seeing symbolically, it's the last Smash character, you know, it's time to say goodbye, it's turning off, whatever, we're done. And then Mario grabs it. I'm like, okay, well, it's not affecting him, it's something friendly. And I'm thinking, who the hell uses fire? Because that's what I thought it was. I'm like, is it someone that uses fire? Like, I don't understand. He throws it, and because the way he throws it, it's going sideways, and that's how it's going. I mean, not sideways.
That's
it's going
one of
forward.
his moves too.
Yeah, like Sora throws it, and it's like, okay, like, you know, when Sora throws it, it's going forward. You get me? And I'm like, oh my god, the shape. I can't, like, I'm trying to figure out the shape, and then obviously when it breaks the silhouette and the Keyblade is shown. How I said I screamed, I started crying. I'm like, oh my god, like I was, you know, losing my shit. I really didn't know what to expect. Did I want Sora? Did I believe it was gonna happen? A big part of me was saying yes, but there was a small part of me that, no matter how loud the fans were, I'm like, oh man, like it's just gonna be a random character. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah,
is
like
what I'm saying.
You had some slight deny.
Because and Maz knows this. Every single Smash announcement, I'd be like, Sora. Nope. The next one, okay, it's gotta be Sora. Nope. And then the third one, okay, it's Sora. It's freaking Sora. Let's go. No. And then like it was just a running joke because, you know, like Danny or Ariel would be like, oh, do you think it's gonna be Sora this time? And I'm like, yes. I always heartily believe that it's gonna be Sora. I don't care. Again, from what we know now, obviously that wasn't the case until this one, and I you know, Ariel was excited for me. You know, he calls me and he's like, "Oh my god, did you see it? It's Sora. Like, what the hell? You know, it's like it's your boy, literally your boy." And man, as and this is a hot take from me, as a fighting game, I don't picture Smash as my favorite fighting game because it's not. Do I enjoy it with people? Absolutely, especially with 8-player Smash. It's fun.
Fucking chaos.
Yeah, it's a great fighting party game. I know it's a fighting game, but I don't see it as something that I could play every day. Like,
that's always been the debate with Smash, honestly.
Right.
Do I enjoy heavily watching it as a fighting game? I do, actually. I do.
Even watching streams, you know, Evo or something, if people are playing, I'll watch it. It's enjoyable.
I love it. Smash is one of those games that if you don't play professionally, it is very, very fun to watch it with people and just appreciate that people put the time and effort to perfect these moves and characters, learning their movesets and all that stuff.
And I've always been a fighting game like enthusiast. I love fighting games.
Same thing.
My brother, you know, I grew up with that, and we would play fighting games all the damn time.
I'm not the best.
For me, no, absolutely. Like, can I be on? Like, can I be honest?
Yeah.
For like a girl, I think I'm pretty damn decent. Like, I've played against girls in fighting games, and they play games.
As we're recording, we can go, let's say 4 for 4, and you'll put up, like, I'll be sweating.
Right, exactly. Like, I can make you sweat. Am I saying that I'm the best Smash, like, female fighter in the world? Absolutely freaking not. If I dedicated my time, do I think I could be? Absolutely.
Anyone.
With certain characters, I'm pretty sure I could get really, really good. But I enjoy fighting games for what it is. If I could play it professionally, if I had the time and if I could take like a couple months, not worry about like life and rent and just like payments, you know what I mean? Like not being an adult. If I could just focus on fighting games, I would do it. That's how much I love like fighters,
Absolutely.
you know, Guilty Gear, Soul Calibur. Those are my fighting games. That's what I see as a fighting game. Do I see Smash in that spectrum? No, but I do enjoy it.
Like, I've always been on the fence about it, But as I appreciate him more now,
right.
Even watching like Evo constantly, I watch all the Smash tournaments that happen on the side. I follow a bunch of Smash stuff on YouTube. Like I follow VGA Bootcamp. Shout out, boys. So they have weekly tournaments up there, and so like I like to literally sit once in a while. I'll sit down and I'll literally spend like 3 hours, just 3 hours straight, watching Smash. Literally Smash. So I've always been on the fence, but now that I've seen it, I see the people put the drive, the effort to learn these moves, to learn the frames, literally frames of the movements of these characters. I consider it a fighting game. Obviously, we each have our opinions. You have your hot take, I got mine.
Right.
But do I see it as a fighting game now? I do. Is it a party game? Yes, absolutely. To the day I fucking die, Smash is still a party game. No matter how you see it. I don't see it as one or the other. I see it as both.
And honestly, now, and we have a trip coming up.
We're probably gonna play it.
Well, I'm going to, and it really sucks because I'm not getting really detailed into the situation, but like I changed jobs, so I'm in that point where I can't. I have to wait until like money comes in.
Don't worry.
So at the time that like Sora came out, I'm like, yes. I am literally. I want to play him so bad. I really want to play him. So
yeah, for
this
you guys
I know
listening,
for sure.
Sorry, for you guys listening, we mentioned in the previous episode, but it got cut out. I kind of sort of edited it. But me, Zeph, kind of went through a transition, getting a new job and stuff. And I am actually currently going through a transition, getting a new job and stuff. So money's tight. That's why we haven't been able to kind of play Sora in our own rights and kind of put our input on how he plays and do we enjoy him. Obviously, I feel like we are, regardless. But that's just a kind of a scenario why we haven't played him. So we're just obviously talking about him in general in this episode.
Oh yeah, and I've been watching people play him. Like he's already released, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
To download, but I've been watching people play him and the crazy shit that you can do with him in the air and just I know, people
combos,
say the one thing that sucks about him, it's obviously he's light as a feather, which just like in the
but that only makes sense
in the games. It does in his name and the way that he plays in Kingdom Hearts, especially specifically the first one. So when you're at 50, if Ganondorf or DK or the penguin hit you, you're fucked. Like one good, literally chonk. One good, the chonk, like one good chonky move, Ike, anyone, you're fucked. You literally get sent flying and you're done. But if you get people in the air, like when you knock them out, right, you can literally kill them in the air. Like you could be that dickhead and just wham and like throw them down and then fly back to the stage.
Yeah, I've seen people
that's how fun he is.
I see people even use the taunts kind of as a psych out.
Yeah, because people think that it's a spell, but it's just a taunt of a spell. Like
I know
the
it's
spell
gonna
is a
catch
taunt.
on. I know it is, but for like still playing him and that he's so fresh, that's gonna psych people out so much.
It's just funny too because like they'll do the stop spell. Yeah. Obviously, there is no stop spell. That's the taunt, and then the guy just goes wham and like hits him and sends him flying. It's still surreal to me that he's in Smash, and I love every second of it. And I'm really glad that he was able to be. And it's once again, it's bittersweet. Nomura meeting, Nomura meeting Disney executive in the elevator, saying how Super Mario 64, they want to do something like Super Mario 64 because, of course, Super Mario 64 is a very influential 3D platformer, game in general. And then we have Sakurai meeting a Disney executive in the same fashion. So it comes full circle from Sora to a generation to Smash to Sakurai. And I know the hashtag is already done and everybody keeps saying it, but honestly, thank you, Sakurai, and thank you to the fans. We made this possible because we were so loud and annoying and people were annoyed by us. They saw that we really wanted something and we got it. So the Kingdom Hearts community, we are, and someone said it best. Someone said it best that a lot of people find the Kingdom Hearts community annoying, but the thing is, we crave, we get years upon years of drought. So any little thing of Kingdom Hearts, we almost salivate if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Now with Kingdom Hearts 3, it's been released, we're getting more, Melody of Memory, we're getting merch. Kingdom Hearts was at a point that there was no merch, dude. You had to either make your merch or it was some shitty quality like bootleg artists that, made a t-shirt or something. Kingdom Hearts is blown like out of proportion. It is huge now. And because we went so many years through droughts, through nothing here in the West, we get something and we go nuts. And because we go nuts, we got our boy in the game.
Then to add to that, it got into the point that you never had in a million years that Kingdom Hearts, mind you, when 3 was coming out, it will literally pick out Square and Disney picked out a section of Disney Springs just to showcase the game.
Dude, and when we went, because we, for everybody to know, we went to Disney Springs, cosplayed.
Yeah.
A couple buddies of mine to the event. And
freezing cold that day.
I cried. I walked in and I cried, just because we're in a Disney property. We're in a Disney location and Kingdom Hearts is here. And not only that, because this was something else that, like, when people were telling me, oh, but, like, Disney doesn't acknowledge Sora. Yes, they do. They know about Kingdom Hearts. They know because they talk to Nomura. Because, obviously, at the end of the day, while, Disney does give them the rights to use, Donald, Goofy, the Disney IPs, and all sorts of whatnot, at the end of the day, Sora belongs to Square. While Disney can make merch and they I don't know if this makes sense, like, they know Sora exists because it's in their world, it's in their environment. At the end of the day, Sora is technically owned by Square Enix, by Nomura, because he made him. So for that to happen, and they're making goddamn magic bands of Kingdom Hearts and pins in the park, that's already them confirming that Sora exists to them.
He
exists and he's real.
Very long time for them to finally do it, though.
Right. Exactly. While Sora is in a Disney IP, he's being used as he interacts with Disney property. He himself, the original characters, Riku, Kairi, Roxas, Axel, Xion, like those characters, they are owned by Nomura. Nomura made them. They are owned by Square Enix. So for the people who thought that they would never acknowledge Kingdom Hearts, they freaking do. They're doing it now more than ever. It just took them, again, a long time, but you and people, you see it all the time in the parks and on the internet, the pins, now the magic bands, like, what's next? It's, and people say, Sora was in, it was like a Disney, I forgot what it was, but it was for like D23 or something. And yes, it's in Japan, I get it, but it's still someone dressed up as Sora in a Disney park event. So it's, that's already telling you he's being seen. He's there. They acknowledge him, So I'm out of breath because, again, I'm mind blown. I'm just mind blown that this is even real.
Well, again, Sakurai, I know you've probably heard this if you ever hear this, and it's been said a million times, like Zeph said. We dedicate this episode to you. Thank you for all the years of Smash you have provided us. If it wasn't for you, Smash, I'm getting teary-eyed saying this, Smash would not be in our lives, and impacted so many, even many of the Smash professional players. So again, thank you. And obviously for making this, just bringing this character to your universe, we thought would have never been possible. So again, Sakurai, thank you.
Yeah, and honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you, Sakurai. Thank you, Square Enix. Thank you, Nomura, for also making it happen. And obviously Disney, thank you so much for letting Sora get into Smash. A character that it's highly influential. Everybody loves him. I love him. He's inspired a lot in me to be better. And I'm sure it's not just me, it's everyone else. Friends are my power, And I stick to that quote till like the day I die. Like that is my everything. It's true. So yeah, honestly, thank you Sakurai, thank you Disney, Square, Nomura, and Nintendo, because this is a dream come true.
So guys, if you ever want to hit us up, you know where to find us. Make sure to hit up that YouTube channel, click like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. Hit us up on Apple Podcasts, leave a comment, man, give us that 5-star rating. We'll read it out. Me and Zeph want to start doing that. You hit us up on Apple Podcasts, we'll pick it out, we'll give us a 5-star and we'll read it out. And if you do it on Twitter, not on Twitter, sorry. If you do it on YouTube, we'll pick out the best one and we'll read it out live. Obviously, now we have a Discord. We mentioned it in the last episode. We got a Discord now. Hit us up, join the Odd Otaku community.
Yep.
Be one of the Oddos. So, Zeph, where can they find us?
Once again, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter as the Two Odd Otakus. On both of them, on both the Twitter and the Instagram, the Discord links are there, so you can always just click join and join the Odd community. But I do definitely want to be reading, doing those little shout outs. So definitely come and comment, and give us a share. Through social media. That'd be awesome, guys. We appreciate the support.
Definitely. And if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, feel free to hit us up. Don't hesitate. Me and Zeph are always open to ideas. So, guys, this has been your weekly anime, video games, anything pop culture podcast, episode 7. And this is the Two Odd Otakus signing off.
Later, guys.
Later. Peace out.